Hello. This video focuses on the special connection between you and your baby, the connection created by a secure attachment bond. The relationship can be a source of comfort and trust for your infant and a source of joy and fulfillment for both of you. The term attachment or attachment bonding is used in a number of ways, and you may be confused about its meaning. You may think that the parent-child relationship, called the secure attachment bond, is more complicated and time-consuming than it really is. Some see this relationship as spoiling an infant, as if that were possible, or demanding round-the-clock commitment, which it doesn't. The secure attachment bond does imply an ability to reduce stress that's affecting you and your baby, and it does require an ability to tune in to your own emotions and those of your infant.
Everything that's important about life as a human being, you learn in context of relationships.
Attachment relationships where the parent is sensitive to the child's inner state lead the child to have a brain that becomes very integrated and a mind that is very coherent. If parents are not providing sensitive caregiving, where they're not tuned into the internal state of the child, then you have various kinds of difficulties that can arise.
The most important pivotal experience in a child's life is that a caregiver and a child have a falling in love experience. And that experience of joy is invigorating to the body on all fronts and is essential to being able to develop the capacity to care, to be able to develop the capacity to love, and to have empathy for other human beings, and to be able to have moral conscience.
The falling in love experience that initiates secure attachment engages both you and your baby. This process is essentially nonverbal.
That's nice. Yeah, no? You want to smile, no? Okay, back to that, back to that, back to that. Okay.
When you coo, speaking softly and lovingly, your infant understands the meaning of your words by the expression on your face, the tone of your voice, and the touch you impart.
Right there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to get ready to go running.
At first, this two-way communication expresses mostly interest and curiosity. Wordless exchanges are tinged with wonder as each of you investigates the other. This process of mutual discovery can only take place when you and your baby are both relaxed enough to focus intently on one another. It's natural for newborns to sleep a lot and cry for periods of time, but there will be moments of mutual engagement when you and your infant lock gazes.
What's it going to be?
As delightful as this mutual engagement is, it's important to understand that a newborn's nervous system can become overloaded very easily. So an attuned, sensitive parent permits their baby to disengage when the baby's vulnerable nervous system needs a rest. The attuned attachment bond intensifies as shared smiles, vocalizations, and gestures increase in frequency and intensity. This is a dance between the two of you, but it's initiated by your infant. Within the first year, nonverbal communication progresses to the point of playing simple games with each other, like peekaboo. Babies use eye contact, gestures, vocalizations, and other nonverbal means to signal their desire for play.
A book! A book!
This joyous process deepens your mutual love and stimulates optimal development in your infant's highly social brain. Ideally, the attachment relationship progresses smoothly, but if either you or your infant has challenges that continually interfere with your ability to relax and focus on one another, the attuned attachment bond is interrupted and may be compromised.
If the brainstem, for whatever reason, has some insult during development, it could be alcohol exposure in utero, it could be cigarette smoking, it could be prenatal exposure to drug, or it could be significant distress in the caregiver. For whatever reason, if the brainstem is poorly organized and overreactive and dysynchronous, the baby's born, and very often they will have what we call a state regulation problem. They are hard to soothe. You can't quiet them down very well. It's hard to engage them, and it makes the caregivers feel overwhelmed. They can't calm the child down very well. The child stays all stirred up, and instead of having this smooth, synchronous interaction, you have kind of this bad fit.
These problems commonly also occur in premature babies, babies with disabilities and illnesses, or adopted infants. But the challenge to successful attachment doesn't necessarily lie with the infant alone. Attachment is a partnership that a caretaker may be unable to fully engage in for many reasons. A mother who experiences high levels of stress throughout her pregnancy, from overwork or lack of physical or emotional support, can become distressed, and she can pass this stress on to her developing infant. Mothers who are sick, depressed, fearful, or traumatized will often be unable to remain calm and focused enough to successfully observe or communicate with their babies. Fortunately, there are great opportunities for overcoming the limitations parent or child may bring to the relationship. Distressed parents can learn how to calm themselves and remain self-aware. All parents can find the means for creating a secure attachment relationship, even with an infant whose nervous system has been compromised. Challenges to attachment are overcome by first understanding the role stress plays in any relationship. Uncontrolled stress limits your ability to remain calm and focused. It can shut down your awareness or block your infant's ability to feel safe. Creating a secure attachment bond begins by recognizing the role stress plays in supporting or undermining secure attachment. Though the internal experiences are identical, stress is expressed in at least 3 different ways: agitated and obviously upset, tense and hyper-alert, or shut down and withdrawn. Listen to how Dr. Connie Lillis describes the process of trying to figure out infant upset, a process that she refers to as learning to be a stress detective.
These difficult behaviors are really stress responses, and it's up to us to figure out what is causing these stress responses. And there's several different pathways that they can show us that they're distressed. The first stress response is a hypersensitive, hyperreactive stress response. And these infants cry a lot, are inconsolable. When they become toddlers, they may go into rapid temper tantrums and be very volatile. A second stress response are infants who are hypervigilant. These infants will have very wide eyes and will be very vigilantly looking, and you can see that there's an anxiety in their muscle tone and in how they carry themselves, and that they're scanning the environment. A third stress response would be very shut down and tuned out. These children, again, may be misunderstood as a good, easy baby.